Don't touch me.
All right. Welcome back. Episode 4 of What is Wrong with You? A review of things with the Allens. I'm Mrs. Allen.
I'm the reason you watch this show, Mr. Allen.
That might be true.
That is 100% true. It's not even a question. It's absolutely.
I have 2 amazing books for you today.
I'll tell you what, I'm a little exhausted, so it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Might be tough for him to amp up his excitement,
And I'll
but
get
I
there.
think he is going to love them. And these are books that I love for students too.
Have I read either one of these, you think? I
I
should ask
doubt,
this question ahead of time.
I doubt it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right.
I can't decide which one to hit you with first.
Yeah. You going to literally hit me with it? You should.
Not
Hit
this
me with
time. I'm going to try really hard not to hit you this time.
it. You should. It's going to be hard not to. I mean, it's a guarantee.
All right. Ready?
So excited. Some lady.
In the Time of the Butterflies by Julia Alvarez.
What? Does it have anything to do with how butterflies form?
No.
Okay, I thought maybe there was some kind of metaphor in there for that. Am I even using metaphor right?
That is a very literary term.
I tried. I've been studying.
What's the difference between
I
a
don't
metaphor
know.
and a
No,
simile?
we're not doing it. Nope. Nope. Simile is when they mean the same thing. Sound the same.
That's a synonym.
No idea. Sorry. I didn't go to school for English, okay?
Similes are similar, so they use the words like or
Got
as
it.
for a comparison.
Sorry, Miss Guyette. She was my 12th grade English teacher. She would be really mad at me
Metaphors
right now.
are stronger comparisons, so they say something is something
Great.
else.
Sounds good. I don't
In the
know
Time
much.
of the Butterflies.
In the Time
Julia
of the Butterflies.
Alvarez.
Okay. I mean, there's a girl with a butterfly on her hand. I mean, butterflies are cool. Is it like, are they in the forest?
No. I'm going to give you a hint because I think once I give you a hint, you are
I
going
won't
to
know.
have a memory.
Is it like the butterfly effect?
No.
I have no idea. Mimicry? I'm gonna use science stuff. 'Cause I don't know.
That Butterfly Effect movie?
It's scary. It's real messed up.
Oh, don't like it.
Isn't like Ashton Kutcher in it?
Yeah.
Ugh, never mind. Okay.
I love him. What?
All right, next.
I got that 70s show?
I can only think of him as Kelso, by the way.
I
Sorry.
know, obviously. It's
Okay.
a great show. It takes place in Milwaukee.
Go ahead. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Okay. If I say the 4 Mirabal sisters.
Oh, hey, I told them yesterday. I was actually, wait, this is a good story. I was going to ask you about them last night because 3 of them died at the same time.
Yeah, they were assassinated.
You did this on purpose
I did.
because you knew I read it.
I did.
This was one of the stories I read to my kids last night.
What do you
and,
remember about it?
that they were basically trying to fight for the rights of their people because they had a dictator as
Trujillo.
Dominican Republic?
Yep.
Nice. And I was going to ask Mrs. Allen, I totally didn't, and now I'm glad I didn't because she's quizzing me here.
I heard him talking to the kids about it, like, oh, I bet mommy loves this story. And I heard it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what book I'm going to pick
Mind
for
blown.
What is Wrong with You tomorrow.
Yeah, 3 out of the 4 died on the same day, so when I was reading, I'm like, oh, she died, and I was like, oh, she died, oh.
Yeah,
okay.
they were assassinated.
Makes sense. They don't say that in the kids' book because it's a little bit gruesome.
Well,
But
Oliver
yeah.
did ask me. He said, what happened to those sisters?
Yeah, he's kind of
It
smart.
was such an awkward moment. I was like, well, honey, they
He
got
gets
me.
his smarts from his mother, but his looks from his dad, so that's good.
He's like, wow, that's sad. And I was like, yeah, sometimes people die fighting for what they believe in.
True.
It was a real big lesson.
So it's about them and their story.
Well, okay, so this is great. This is historical fiction, which means that it is based on true events, but the
Okay.
story of that the author creates ties in some fictional pieces. So it is the story of the 4 Mirabal sisters
Okay.
in their rise of rebellion against Trujillo in the Dominican Republic. It goes, into their childhood a bit, so I think that's the part that's like fiction-y, but it is their story, and it is such a beautiful story.
Cool.
It's horribly sad.
Well, yeah, of course.
But they are, the Mirabal sisters are a symbol of hope and feminism and rebellion and fighting against
Pretty long.
dictators and really just amazing things
It's a
too.
long, long book, though.
Yeah. Often I've used this book in...
321
Why do
pages.
you always do this? You go, what
Because that's the first thing I do. I check the page number and I say too long or too won't watch. I'm not gonna read. I just said watch. I won't do either of those things.
It's such a beautiful story.
Great.
I've often done it for lit circles because then kids can pick it.
Have any of the kids that are gonna watch this done it yet?
I don't think so.
Get excited. It's next on the
It's
list.
such a cool book.
I'm gonna trust your word
All right.
because I won't read it.
Are you ready?
Cool. Yeah. And Time Butterflies great.
Hi. You're
Can't
gonna
wait.
love this one. Born a Crime by Trevor Noah.
Who? Oh, I like Trevor Noah.
I know you do.
I mean, I know it's his story,
Mhm.
and I know that he was from South Africa.
Mhm.
He is from South Africa, and he went through a lot of crap.
Good. So
I mean, I don't know much else about. I don't
Yeah.
watch him ever. I'm sure that's a big negative, but you raved about this book.
I did. Do you remember what historical time period in South Africa is taking place during his childhood?
I mean, he's what, like 30 some years old?
Mm-hmm.
Nelson Mandela. I don't have any idea.
Okay, so
Is that wrong?
he was born in apartheid South Africa.
Oh yeah, okay.
When it was illegal for races to mix, and his
Right.
father is a white Swiss man, and
Okay.
his mother is a black South African.
Great. So they were in big time trouble.
And so he was literally born a crime. You could get up to 5 years in prison just
Why?
for being able to prove that you had relations with somebody from a different race.
So dumb.
Oof. And so he spent most of his childhood indoors. He was not allowed to leave the house and stuff because his mom was trying to keep him hidden because they could all get in some really big trouble.
And
Anyway.
Are you saying that was like less than 30 years ago?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. I learned more
the
about
world.
this says a lot about my high school social studies
Sure.
education, that I learned more about apartheid from reading this book
It's messed up.
than I did all throughout my high school.
We learned about it for sure.
Well, I'm sure we learned about it, but I don't
Yeah,
think we
no.
learned about it, you know?
No.
I think it was kind of like one of those brushed over, like, let's not think about these bad things.
Which is messed up, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. I know Trevor Noah. He's funny. He's a good dude.
He
I like
is.
him a lot.
And so, yeah, his childhood was rough. There's a lot of violence that he has to witness his mother go through, a lot of physical and emotional abuse that he has
Okay.
to watch his mother go through, and poverty and abuse has an impact on you when you're an adult female, and also when you're a child watching your mom go through it. That's also really hard. So he talks a lot about childhood stories, and then into his rebellious teenage years when he stopped sort of staying inside and started just like saying, forget it, I'm gonna do what I want.
You wanted to use a different word there, I bet.
I did.
I would have used it. Sorry, everybody. Just saying. PG-13.
Don't want to get fired today.
Don't fire me. You're fired.
You're fired.
DT.
What is you?
These were both like. I mean, today's very sad. Like both books are sad.
No! Oh
Yes,
my
it
gosh!
is.
Wait.
The way she's explaining. See, like that's why I can't read it. Because right now, I was not kidding. I started falling asleep a little bit because you take forever to explain. Love you. B, they both sounded like. I mean, they sound like great stories, but I don't want to be sad in the time
Okay,
of
wait.
pandemic.
Give me that back. Give me that back. In the time of pandemic, okay, listen.
We need happiness.
It's hard to find happy stories that you're also going to learn something from. Trevor Noah's book is
Sure, I'm not
hilarious.
disagreeing with you, but
It is so funny. When he starts getting into stories about his teenage years and then like becoming, like his process of becoming famous and how that happened,
It's cool.
it is so funny. And then like his family stories are just, it's funny. I mean, he had a hard childhood, but
Sure.
good stuff.
Okay. Well,
Um,
whatever. They both sound
This
sad.
one, maybe not a lot of funny, lighthearted parts, but also incredibly important. I know that not all the books that I talk about are super like fun,
They don't have to be,
hilarious.
but like today was legitimately both sound really sad.
Oh my god, Trevor Noah is not. It's not sad.
Sad.
It's not.
Sad. I'm not reading.
It's hilarious.
Sad. No, it's not.
What are your takeaways today?
I don't know that I'm sad. You know, it's a long day. I'm tired, and now you made me feel sad. Like I feel really bad for all of these people, and that's fine. I should, but Sounds great.
Maybe learning some empathy is not a bad thing for
I
you.
don't have a lot of that.
Maybe
Do
learning. It totally depends on the situation.
Okay. I don't even know.
It is
Whatever.
dependent on the situation whether or not you have a heart or not.
Oh, I do not. It's definitely pretty black. It's
Black
okay.
heart.
It's gone.
Yikes. Okay.
True.
In the time of the butterflies, Julia Alvarez.
You don't even know how to say her name?
I
Isn't it like Alvarez?
yeah, I don't know.
Alvarez?
I don't know.
Is it Alvarez
I don't
or
know what
Alvarez?
just happened.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Julia
We're both very tired today. So
Julia
this is what it
Alvarez.
is.
It's beautiful. There's also a lot of, if you're into like,
Yeah, just stop talking about the book. People get it. Okay, they get it. Again, reason why you watch it this
and
guy.
then
This just takes forever.
Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. We hope you enjoyed listening and learning about these books, and let me know if you're interested in checking them out for me.
Let me know if you want me to speak in anything. I have really good speaking skills,
So good.
and I'm awesome.
Super empathetic.
Don't care.
Bye.
Love you.
Aren't you excited I brought this today?
Cool.
I
so,
heard
how
you
did
listening to it.
forget?
I was like, oh my gosh!
I literally
have
forgot
to
because
bring.
I knew you would know, and I was gonna go ask you like, why did 3 of them die? And I assumed they got killed because of all the
Yeah,
craziness.
it brushes over
How
that,
come
and
the
the
4th one
children's.
didn't get killed?
She wasn't with them that day.
Oh, lucky, because she's the oldest, I think.
Yeah.
It sounded like
Yeah, Dee Dee. I think.
Dee Dee.
I think Dee Dee is
Correct.
the sister who survived, but she
Maria
just.
Teresa.
Dee Dee, and this was a big deal. I don't know if you remember that. I don't know why I even said I don't know if you remember this, but Dee Dee just passed away in 2014.
Yeah, she did. That's
And it made like
I would have known that if you asked. 'cause I
it made
remember seeing
world news when she passed away. 2014 is when she died, and she made world
it.
news.
90 years old.
Like that's how important she is.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a pretty important thing to make your guy's a piece of crap. Well, you know, it's sad. We still have people